Did he turn the thing on? And usual salutary curses at the start. Fuck bugger.
Rookie mistake.
What?
Rookie mistake.
What do you mean?
Can
Rook
like not.
after 20 of these. Uh, and another
That's why
15
I'd
of
be
another
so
podcast.
disappointed, Stephen. That's why
What?
I'd be so disappointed.
Alright. Okay, well, I'm just about to start. One, two, three, four. Welcome to this week's Never Mind the Buzzcast, and this week with me, Stephen, we've got Chris. Hey, Chris.
Hello. Hiya.
And back from Sweden, it's James.
Hi.
Gurdy gurdy. Uh, and you were working on the porn network, were you?
I wish I were, but sadly it was just like an office gig where I was just deploying a lot of laptops.
Oh, we can only hope that one day you'll be working on the big porn server. That
Exactly. Like Silicon Valley where I delete like 16 years worth of gear.
gear. Hey.
Stuff.
Okay, but and what kind of other things have you been getting up to? Did you get to do any thirsty stuff, or was it all like work?
It was mainly work, but I did get to kind of go for a ramble in the evenings and eat some nice Swedish food. And yeah, the weather was great, so it was nice to be around there. It's a nice looking city.
What's a Swedish delicacy? Like, is there a big main food like?
There's the classic meatballs thing,
Ah, yes.
and like they love to puree their potatoes, which is
Really?
like a super maxed version of like mashed potatoes.
Like really creamy potatoes.
Yeah, they
So
love
you
that.
basically could come out of an ice cream soft serve machine or something.
Yes, that is literally it.
I
That's
agree with that.
that's odd.
It
So
is.
it might be nice. I don't know.
It's not bad. It's a bit rich though. You can go, and then you're gonna get annoyed that they're so freaking thin, most of them.
Yeah,
You can how are you having this like buttery, creamy potato as
yeah.
part of your staple diet, and then being so tall and slim.
Mm.
Yeah, it's a nice town. Really enjoyed it.
Cool.
Did you get a chance to watch anything, or was it just all work
I
and
mean,
thirsty?
yeah, later on you can it's so freaking expensive that if you went out in the beer, you would be bankrupt pretty quick.
Yeah,
So yeah, I was watching like Rick and Morty and shows like that, and a show called Mr. Robot, which I'm really enjoying.
yeah.
I've
I
heard
heard
of
so
that.
much about that. I really have to get into that.
That's gonna be the cool show next year when
Yeah,
the kind of like the say the kind of commercial public, the kind of Joe regular public,
yeah.
Hmm.
that'll be the show they'll be talking about. It'll be the
Uh,
kind of new Breaking Bad type thing, I think.
yeah, yeah. It hasn't quite hit the mainstream consciousness yet.
Yeah,
A lot of people are talking about it, but another set of large amount of people haven't got into it yet.
I think
Um,
the title is a bit weird. Mr. Robot. It kind of
it throws people off. They think it's like ray guns and spaceships or something.
hmm.
yeah.
But the meaning has the
Or the
name
Sticks
the
video.
title has meaning in the show eventually. We
Yeah.
don't even
Oh,
it's not transparent straight away.
How about yourself, Chris? Up to much this week?
no. I'm
Uh,
trying to think. Have I done anything any relevant with my life since last we talked? Um, no, just curled into a ball for about a week and did nothing. It's
okay.
good times.
So basically, you are a hedgehog man, uh,
Mr. Hedgehog coming to
Mr.
Netflix soon.
Hedgehog.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's going to be the Splinter show to Mr. Robot.
yeah, Mr. Hedgehog.
Um, no, not much. I'm just trying to think. I watched Song of the Sea over the weekend, which was really good.
With the
Um,
Irish animation, yeah,
yeah, yeah.
the people that made
Beautiful
the
animation.
Kells one, Secret of Kells.
Yeah, I'd seen that as well. Like, I bought the book of Kells on DVD ages ago, and I watched it about a year ago, and I was really impressed with it. And this came along, well, no, I'll give this a shot. And brilliant. And not only is the animation good, stuff, the story's really good as well. And it's strange because I wouldn't see myself as really as a patriotic kind of Irish person. You know, there's an awful lot of crappy cliches to go along with that, but some of it, the story, some of it about Irish history and myths and legends, I just thought it was really cool and really well done. So, even just for animation purposes, you'd be just blown away. It is amazing to watch. So I would definitely recommend that, even if you're not too much into animated movies, which I think both of you guys are. But
Mm.
it's something that's just really really impressive, really impressive. Outside of that, just reading the normal comics. Today's new comic book day, and picked up a lot. Haven't read much yet. I have my Fight Club 2 issue ready to read. Um, Catching up on the whole Superman, what's happened to him, how he got his identity out there, which is kind of interesting enough. But yeah, that's been me really.
Cool. Yeah. So there's the MCM comic show. I don't think we're able to afford this one, and it looks a bit underwhelming, guest wise. I would say,
Yeah.
especially
Oh,
for like comic specifics.
I
Uh,
also one last thing. I won 2 tickets on for this Sunday to Q&A with M. Night Shyamalan and to see The Visit in
yeah.
the Lighthouse Theatre.
I worry if there's going to
Um,
be a twist at the end. Like he's really just like he's not answering any of your questions. I was like,
he asked us questions.
yeah,
Yeah.
just get you in there. And it turns out you weren't even in the room. The room was in you.
Early word is good that this film is actually a return to form.
Well, I didn't hear a
After
thing about it. I
you
just kind of
did good.
it's one of those retweet this to win tickets, and I went, oh, grand, and then it was like, oh, I just got notification today, so it'll be kind of interesting to see how he comes across as well, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He-
Um. Well, as far as I go, I just went to see Man from Uncle today, and
And he
it
good,
was a good laugh.
yeah.
It's kind of like what you want. It's just fun little actioner. It's clever. I could see. I'm not sure if it's gonna make as much money as some of the other things that might need a sequel. But
Mm,
oh yeah, I'd happily take a sequel to that. It's not horrible, and I like the way the how clever it was. Like it's
mm.
very much in the Guy Ritchie mode of taking something old and making it kind of hip and quick and whatever. Like
yeah.
but it's still got
I
that nice
remember,
'60s vibe. But
yeah, I remember the original series and quite liking that as a kid. So, like, there wouldn't be like Henry Cavill and Arnie Hammer, I think it is there
yeah.
wouldn't be names that I'd be drawn to, but I've heard enough about it to kind of go, I'll give this a go, definitely.
Hmm. I think Cavill makes a really good solo. Um, he's obviously putting on a bit of air of Robert Vaughn. Like he's got the
Mm,
slight accent. He's definitely got the way about him.
mm,
Uh, Hammer's Curry Arkin. I'm gonna call him Ilya instead, okay? Because
Right.
it's very hard to pronounce that name. You know.
yeah.
Um, but it's he's a departure from the original version. He seems a lot more like an angry, uh, pulled, held in kind of like uh, warrior type spy. You know what I mean? He's like he's not he's not as cowboyish as Solo is, but like he's very like pent up and like doing everything right and but he's obviously got a past he's trying to make up for in his family and stuff like that.
Mm,
Um, but it's an and then they have like the English side as well, which kind of comes in later. Uh, but it's a good one, yeah. Um, uh, yeah, well, it's certainly not Fantastic Four last week. Uh, but we might as well get into things then, if nothing else worth bringing up. Um, First of all, we'll go quickly into the comics book news. There's not that much, but most interesting, as you'll probably attest to, Chris, is that Secret Wars is going to get an extra issue, which came out of
yeah,
nowhere. Maybe it was a secret. Maybe it was a battle. Maybe we've slipped into a battle world where there's more than 8 issues ourselves.
it it's it seems to be. Well, from what my understanding of it is that it's going to be more of an epilogue, really. I mean, the plan
Mm-mm.
was like nothing's going to be affected by anything that happens in issue 9.
Yeah,
So all the new issue number ones that are coming out, everything that's been released, this will have nothing that will affect it. So
yeah,
it for me, it's probably it feels weirdly there's probably good reason for doing it because it's doing so well that they probably want to maybe get another issue out of it and add a little footnote at the end of it
yeah,
because usually these things these events start off really well and then they kind of I suppose mess it up in the last issue or two where everything's just crammed in and rushed in after so much plotting that maybe they'll add one or two things in just to that they noticed were hanging over from issue 8. But I'll definitely pick it up. I'll definitely read it. It's been a good series so far, very strong. But we'll see. We'll see. I think it's maybe they just noticed there were a few storytelling things they needed to cover up.
yeah. Well, maybe it's a case like if there are changes to the main universe because of this, they want to do a bit more explaining on the back end of what what's coming, where things are coming from.
Mm,
Um,
yeah.
yeah, just a theory on me. As you've been reading it all along, you know better than I did. But
Mm,
no, it can't do any harm. People seem to be liking it. Um,
mm,
moving on to the movie news. Apparently, Star Wars in America anyway is going to get a whole month full of IMAX screenings. Um, which can't be a bad thing. I'm sure people want to keep it in IMAX if it's as good as it looks like it might be. And
mm,
generally, when people like Star Wars, they like to watch it over and over again. So
mm.
they can't do any harm. Hopefully, and I don't know if there's going to be many IMAX movies around. Then there's certainly a steady stream of them at the moment, but we're
That's
only
what I
just
was
coming.
about to say. I don't think that the time of year it's released is not going to be anything of note that's going to be able to threaten it.
Hmm.
No, it's a
Like,
strange. It's weirdly enough that the release date is straight. I would have seen it as a summer release, but maybe they're doing it for that reason to get away, make sure that nothing else attracts from it, and uh,
it it was timing. It was just they couldn't get it ready. Like historically, they've always come out in May,
Hmm.
mm,
and like this one just wasn't going to be ready for May.
Hmm.
mm,
And like if they waited till next May, like you're talking like Captain America, like
uh,
time it would have been Batman v Superman. That's
Hmm.
changed, but like a lot of big movies,
mm.
Yeah.
and it's just too congested, and they would have been interfering with themselves
Yeah.
in terms of release dates because Captain America is Disney as well. So why would you kind of cannibalize your own profits?
Yeah,
Yeah, so
yeah.
they're kind of thinking of the holiday tentpole. They want to be rather, seeing as they couldn't fit in the whole
And
summer.
it's nice to have something to look forward to around the Christmas time as well.
Yeah,
That
well, it's
kind
probably
of
taking the likes of the Hobbit and stuff that just went like that was traditionally around the summer, around the Christmas period.
yeah.
Those big fantasy movies were out.
I'm tempted to see this in a genuine IMAX as well because they've kind of confirmed that they're doing 70 mil kind of prints of it
Mm,
for the actual IMAX screens.
yeah.
So it might be nice to see.
Hmm,
And they've shot a sequence in IMAX as well.
grand.
Hmm.
Just to move on to another Star Wars movies coming out is Rogue One. Now, they have actually confirmed in the 23 that this Rogue One is going to be about the team that actually got the plans of the Death Star. So it's tying into the original set of movies.
This
Hmm.
means they're both in spies.
What?
Isn't it both in spies and like Mon Mothma or something her name is? Many Bothans died
Yeah, yeah,
in
yeah.
this.
They're both in spies. Yeah, so it's
Hmm.
they're it's actually going to be about that group that some of them which probably will die, but by the end of the movie that actually get the plans for the Death Star for the attack.
And you're going to have Peter Cushing coming back from the dead as well, apparently.
That's the
Yeah,
rumor.
apparently they're going to they're gonna hammer open his grave,
Ha
digitize it.
ha ha.
What's the deal there? Do they have to get permission from his estate that they can use his likeness, or are they just going to go public domain and then just grab it? What's the deal there? It's a strange one.
Maybe if they but would he have signed away some kind of thing when he did the merchandising rights?
There could be that weird thing where they use that, but it's still a bit. You're still gonna get. It's just. It seems a bit. The ethics of it are a bit dubious.
Yeah, but if they've got something that says it enough on the paper, having ethics like
Yeah, go out the window. If they have a
yeah,
contract saying they can use
uh,
his likeness,
yeah,
Hmm.
like
that
after
is.
all, like Lucas now Disney can do as many Leah toys with at least uh, Carrie Fisher's old face on
She's
it.
still, but she's still alive. I suppose there
Yeah.
might be a difference for someone who's passed on. But
Mm.
didn't they kind of do that for the end of Revenge of the Sith?
I thought it was
Yeah,
Attack of the Clones, or no, it might have been
it was
Revenge of the
Revenge
Sith.
of the
Yeah, you're
Sith.
right.
Yeah,
At the
because you see
very
him on.
end, you kind of go, "Is that cushion? Is it not?" But it was so quick that it was
That was
like,
an actor though. That was a guy who played a villain in Farscape with makeup.
Yeah,
really?
Yeah.
he definitely meant
Oh,
to look
okay.
like a younger version of Tarkin.
Yeah.
So he, that this is like this guy made as much as he could to a
And they're
younger
using that
Pietro.
character in Star Wars Rebels as well.
Yeah,
They have used them already, yeah.
And his voice is actually pretty good. The
yeah.
guy who's doing the voice for him is actually quite impressive.
Mm,
They should have gotten Vader in as well. Well, I suppose he's
They
still
have
alive.
James Earl Jones doing that,
Yeah.
so
yeah. But yeah, I can't imagine they wouldn't have that sewn up somewhere at least, you know, in the newer toys, say around the 90s, they wouldn't have got that from someone the rights sewn up. In the process, they would have had this any future cartoons or any feature films we can still have them in. Like I'd say it's sewn up ages ago, if not originally
And
with the
probably with
merchandise
Alec
rights.
Guinness as well, though.
Yeah,
You still make toys of him, and he's dead.
yeah, yeah.
So
Which
they'll
I'm
start
sure he's like
superimposing his
absolutely
face.
pissed off about if he can see if not if you believe in heaven or whatever, like he's like he's a force ghost somewhere. Imagine if Alec Guinness, who hated the fact that people only remembered him for Star Wars, kids only remember him from Star Wars, actually was a force ghost coming around. Oh no, this stuff is real. Trying to talk to people. What,
that
what, what
would
was
be
the
the
name of that
irony of
planet? Dagobah. Mm,
it.
yeah. But no, yeah, and Mikkelsen is in it, but apparently not playing the bad guy, which is something odd for his usual casting.
I
He
just read a
does have a
comment from
very
someone
bad guy
saying this
face.
is madness.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
boy, Secunda, it will fill you with gladness.
It's
Uh,
I like the actor a lot, and I think it'd be nice to see him play a good guy.
yeah.
He was a good
Uh,
guy in Clash of the Titans.
who's he playing? Clash
oh
of the Titans?
yeah, I remember. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I don't like remembering it, but I do remember his character being kind of kick-ass and cool.
Was it
And then
Hades or
he
someone like
turned to stone
someone
or
that could
something.
be
Yeah,
kind
that's
of
the one.
dark? Yeah,
Yeah.
it was Hades or so. Uh,
So,
So yeah, no, but he could have been like an a dark character, but not villainous in that as Hades.
yeah.
He's not necessarily the ones they're fighting against, but he's like is the Lord of the Underworld, so he's allowed to be dark without necessarily being villainous. Uh, but it's speaking of people that are usually portrayed as villains, we've got James Frain in the new series of Gotham, moving on to the TV news as Tio Galavan, but it's been hinted that he may actually be a very famous DC villain. A lot of people are pointing towards Ra's al Ghul, but I really don't think this is his MO, like working in Gotham business and then having Tigress as his like kind of underworld muscle. It doesn't sound very Ra's al Ghul, and also he's just been in Arrow, so they might want to overdo the
Yeah,
Ra's al Ghulness of it all. There's also been people saying that maybe it's the lad that's coming up in Hero
Randall Savage.
Vandal Savage, but again, that's mm,
Again, yeah, I
yeah,
can't see them going like splintering off the character into all these other things because it's not even related to the current CW universe.
yeah, and like you got the possibility of some kind of connection to the Court of Owls. I could see that, but
Yeah,
very famous.
yeah, that's
You know, no. I can't think of any others there that might be a possibility. You've got David Mazouz's. You got that might be Evan there. Let me have a quick look. No, it's not. Excuse me, we'll edit that out. We got David Mazouz's Bruce Wayne saying that there's going to be a lot more with Bruce finding his new hidden den, not a bat cave underneath the underneath the mansion, and he's going to be doing a lot more. I think they're better off staying away from him for the most part, like a little bit maybe, but it's like wasn't the idea that he wasn't meant to be a thing, yeah. Uh, it's like, but it seems a bit much. Um, you were the only one that really watched it, other than myself. There, Chris. Do you think they're overdoing Bruce Wayne already?
Oh, they're I I will watch season two for all my complaints about it, and I will complain as soon as it comes back on. I will think, hoping it will turn itself around. There's little tiny moments that indicate there's a good show in there somewhere, but overall, it's just a mismatch of let's just throw everything we can in. They have this huge source material. I
Mm,
think they're terrified it's not interesting enough. So they've introduced pretty much all of the major characters already into the first. They've already teased the Joker. They're going, well, why do you need to do that? Hold on to something. All the most interesting characters are there. Any other major DC characters won't really be known by the general public because you've introduced all the famous ones now. There's
yeah,
nothing, um, it's and James Gordon better start actually acting like a detective and not just going to Fish's hangout to ask
but
someone,
she
do you
won't be
know who
there
the
anymore.
killer is? I know Fish is gone now, but she'll just
Yeah,
go to the Penguin and go, do you know who the killer is? And Penguin
yeah.
will go, yeah, but
And
you owe me, and that'll
oh
be
me,
it
oh
for
me,
him.
oh my jungle love. Oh
Uh,
me, oh me.
But it's like going. I was reading the article and it's going, I get to be the Batman in the next season. You're going, no, you don't. You're 12.
Yeah,
You know,
and you get to
it's
be Robin.
you. Oh, it's. I don't know. Oh, that show frustrates me so much.
But they have gone to say like Jerome, who is the Joker character, is a Joker character,
Hmm.
not the Joker character. So they'll let if they don't think it works, like they've given themselves an out there. Like
Well,
it's like
Snyder's actually done that himself even in the comics Zero Year he indicates who the Joker is, then
yeah,
he does complete switcheroo where it's
yeah,
like going, well, actually the guy you think the Joker is has been dead for two, what. So if they do something like that, that's fine, but I just think their storytelling is quite weak,
mm,
and they're just cramming what they can into it, and I don't know, sorry.
yeah.
um,
Um, well, I think that's all we could say about it. But one thing I find is that they're having this whole villains rising thing with this season. Uh, I think they're gonna do. They said they didn't want to do more of like freak of a week episodes. They want to make it more serialized rather than having like one person pop up for 1 or 2 episodes and that's their story
Mm,
mostly over with. Like
yeah,
keep to the if they're gonna have more people in, have them like have arc all the way through the season.
yeah.
Um, which I think would be a good thing. Because when shows lean on that whole like villain of the week thing, it can be sometimes get really boring.
But it's the same
Um,
with a lot of shows like that. The week thing. If your villain's interesting, but if he's not, you're just sitting there waiting for those little tiny moments that are expanding the overall plot of the
yeah, you're
season.
just waiting for the penguin in this in the case of Gotham.
Hmm.
Maybe a little more Riddler. Uh,
So the Riddler, I have to say, the Riddler story is interesting to me now. At the start, he was like, "Oh,
yeah,
he's he's coming on and he's saying these riddles," and it's like going, "Oh, he's clearly going to be the Riddler." But as it went on, to develop his character quite interestingly, I found the Penguin character a lot less interesting as I watched him,
yeah.
and he was the one I wanted to watch. And they seem to be handling the Riddler quite well.
Mm,
Um, the whole Barbara Keane thing is just really bizarre. How she became a murderer in the end.
mm.
Um,
But
yeah,
I think they just really didn't know what to do with her, so they might as well do something mental because they've
yeah.
already
So
hinged it up. Um, we'll move on to some more other DC stuff. We've got like casting on the Flash. We've got
mhm.
a hero called Tomahawk coming on as a Star Lab employee working with Caitlin and Cisco. Uh, I'm not too familiar. I couldn't find much on this. Like, there's some of them he's Native American. Then there's some other. He has some connection to the Firestorm character. Um,
Mm.
so if anybody knows anything about that, but I couldn't find anything specifically on which one it would be. Uh, but there will be yet another
I wouldn't know
speedster
much
in the
about the
form.
Flash villains at all.
Yeah. Well, this is more specifically a Firestorm character, apparently. Um, and
Ah,
we'll
okay.
have another speedster in the form of Jessie Quick for season two. She's being cast. Um, like Jessie Quick was the daughter of Johnny Quick and Liberty Bell, but I don't think that as they're only just having met humans, unless it's from another dimension again. Like they're gonna have they're going to have I keep losing
I
names.
know who you're talking about. Wally West. Wait, what?
He probably will be from another one, but are you doing this on purpose? Uh, you're not helping me on purpose. Uh, Wing Hat guy.
I know
Uh,
the one you're on about, yeah.
uh,
Oh,
are we all stuck on it?
yeah.
Sounds like Jay Garrick.
Okay. Jay Garrick, yeah.
Yeah, it's like it's weird. That you should sound so like someone that got a problem, a disease that paralyzed him. Should be so close to a name of someone that can run really fast. But it's horribly ironic. Uh, but she should be in it too. But I doubt if they'll have her familiar connections unless they work it into the whole multiverse thing. Um, we got a possibility that there's going to be a new Blade movie, but it's going to partially be about his daughter, who is about to be introduced in the new Marvel title.
Mm.
So you might have Wesley Snipes as older Blade, which is
It makes
interesting.
sense,
Yeah,
particularly if they have been talking to Wesley Snipes.
yeah, yeah.
Do you think they have, or is it just him beefing himself up because he needs some sort of hit
You mean
at this
some
stage?
sort of job?
Yeah.
Mm. Well, I think they're
I
probably
think
quite
so,
aware
and
that.
maybe he did like the character, and I think the only reason he kind of fell out was because it became like Blade and his chums.
Hmm.
Yeah,
the third
and
one.
him him and the director and writer of what's his name?
Yeah,
I'm not
even I can't remember his name.
what?
David Goyer.
David Goyer. Yeah,
He's a horrific
they had
director.
a real bad like it's story the kind of falling out they had on that set,
Well,
and
like
they did kind of push the new characters, the Night Stalker characters, on top of the and the Dracula character was horrible as well.
he's a terrible
Dracula
character, but
in number three, was he?
Yeah.
yeah.
I've only seen. I think I've seen two, but I've definitely seen one a few times. I've never seen the third one.
Well, it kind of
It's
ruins it for the whole thing.
it's
Uh,
it's awful.
yeah,
And if it was like a character that like almost did kind of like let you take comic book movies seriously,
yeah,
because that kind of came out before The Matrix and X-Men and stuff like that.
yeah. Like it
Hmm.
was really the first successful Marvel character.
Yeah, and like, and then you see like they're doing really stupid stuff with it, and like you're contracted to do it. You would be kind of getting really angry.
And he was like part of the production as well. He was the producer on it. Like it was his production company
Yeah.
behind it as well. Uh,
So yeah,
so he was
I can
like
just
with
remember them hyping up like it's like the first vampire, the ultimate one, scary, airy,
yeah,
and then like Blade sees him on the street, and this guy runs away from Blade, even though he's super kick ass.
yeah,
And then uses like, oh yeah, I have a baby. Like, don't come near me. I have a baby. I'll throw it off the roof. Like
yeah,
he's some kind of like common hoodlum.
yeah,
And you're going, this is just stupid.
yeah,
It's like the guy. It's like the guy had no idea. Had a great cast and like Jessica Biel looking fantastic in it,
yeah.
and who probably did work her ass off, getting in shape and learning how to kind of kick some backside.
Yeah, and to be honest, the whole product placement of Apple iPod at the time was irksome
Oh
with her character. It was like
yeah,
she has to start an iTunes playlist for every time she's writing. Like
What?
yeah. She puts on
yeah,
the earbuds and like even with the music playing, she can still take out vampires with ease.
yeah, but they make a point to say it's like Blade asked Hannibal King, who was played by Ryan Reynolds. He's played an awful lot of comic book characters. Uh,
Yeah,
Reynolds and it's like is it the like you know how Wesley Snipes always did that grunt every time he said
yeah.
something it's like what's she doing? I was like
And that.
Ryan Reynolds, who's the jokey action
Yeah,
character, is like I was saying, oh, eternal internal dance, internal rhythm. Like she likes to start set music for each time she's gonna fight. Like just there she's on iTunes, like making her like it was like. What if it doesn't upload? The amount of trouble I had with those early iPods, anybody'd ask me because I knew about computers, not that I knew anything about iPods, how you had to like upload the playlist 20 times over and over again. It's like, what if that happened in the middle of like a vamp battle? Uh, and some of the villains were a bit silly as well. Parker Posey's villain, and
yeah.
Triple H was in it as well as one of the henchman villains. Uh,
It's just bad.
yeah.
So avoid the film.
Uh,
Don't watch it. Don't watch it. Just watch the first two. The first two are
be
fine.
aware it's going to slightly ruin the trilogy, the whole trilogy for you. It will bring down the whole thing for you. Uh, it's not unwatchable, but it's not great either. So if you can skip it, you can happily
Fair enough.
skip it. Yeah.
I'm open to having this kind of kind of like relaunch of the series and having acknowledging the actual kind of like the original series as well. Like it's kind of like a clever reboot, but not a reboot at all.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And it'd be nice to have a again like there is a dearth. There's like there's no female character strong ones turning up in comics and
Mm.
then in movies as well. So
I think they're definitely trying in comics. but it's definitely in comic book movies. They're a bit behind.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, I think there's plenty of strong female characters in comics, and even ones that are like not like empowered, the kind of like the really kind of bad idea of what an empowered woman is, like it's like barbed wire is an empowered woman, you know,
Uh,
you know.
and like looking at the underworld movies, like they've made money, so there is like a market there if they do it well. They could actually be better performers than the underworld films.
You just want to bring up your one in our vinyl katsu again, don't
I can tell. Now back in my happy place.
you?
Yeah.
But she yeah, no, I think that's a good idea if they're going to be banging it back, because they probably need something new for the people that weren't fans of the original franchise as well. Like it's
Yeah.
like like there are going to be a lot of people that won't really want to go back to the originals. Though I think they should. At least the first two are really really good. Uh,
Yeah.
um, like in some ways the second one's better. Uh, but as an
Yeah, there's a
opener,
few.
the first one's the first one's brilliant.
The
Uh,
first one has such good energy. Like some of the effects might not be great,
yeah.
but in terms of the camera style, like it's just so well shot and edited.
Mm, mm.
And that guy, I'd actually think it'd be amazing if they got him back to do the kind of like the relaunch. Steve Norrington.
Oh
He
right,
hasn't
yeah,
directed anything since League of Extraordinary Gentlemen,
yeah.
and that's not
I
his
think
fault.
I think he got scared off of any movie set by Sean Connery.
Yeah, he went back to doing special effects. He hasn't directed a film since.
Yeah,
And that's kind of sad because he has like a good visual style.
yeah. I don't know, especially for that kind of film as well. It's like
Yeah.
I liked League of Extraordinary Gentlemen in a kind of like this could be a lot better, and I
Hmm.
also read the book,
I
which
think if you,
tons
yeah, if you
better.
weren't aware that it was based on a comic book by Alan Moore, like you
Yeah,
go, this film's okay. It's kind of like bananas, but it's
Hmm.
yeah,
fine to watch.
yeah. I, yeah, it's got a lot of story problems, but it's not again like there's a lot worse out there, and I think it probably takes us lagging a bit more than it should.
And that script was by James Robinson,
Yeah,
yeah, the comic book writer,
yeah,
like who's done some really good stuff, like Starman and things like that.
yeah.
He's doing Airboy at the moment, which is a great book.
Yeah. So
He
yeah,
also
it's
did Cry
strange.
for Justice though. uh, the famous one where like some of the Justice League just take him justice into their own hands, and they kill off a child for dramatic effect.
Oh
What?
right.
Uh, yeah,
Just sounds like a trilogy.
Arsenal's daughter, Leanne. They killed her off, just for like shock value. They had like a house fall on her. There
Uh,
was like three or four or something, and she's been built up as like him being the single father for all that time. Like I was like, so he went back on the drugs before. This is before the New 52. He went back on the drugs, and he had his arm cut off and replaced with a robot one.
Right.
Uh, and at the end, Prometheus is just murdered straight up by Green Arrow. So spoilers, but you won't want to read it anyway. It's rubbish. And
Fair enough.
there you go. Look for that on Linkara if you like your top the fourth wall. Uh, if you haven't ever seen him, he's a video a guy that does reviews of bad comics, and he's quite good. Um, we'll move on to more kind of spin-offs of old ideas. Shield have actually got the go-ahead for their spin-off featuring Mockingbird.
Ugh.
We were
pilot though,
talking about
isn't it?
this a while ago.
They're only doing a pilot to see how it turns
Yeah.
out.
Oh well, but it's more than they had there a while ago. They were like kind of fiddling around it. You wonder who? Yeah, I think Nick Blood is going to come with her, who is the ex-husband character, Hunter.
Yeah, they're
Uh,
aiming for a Mr. and Mrs. Smith kind of vibe with it.
yeah, but what kind of will they still be doing a lot of Marvel stuff like, or is it just going to branch off and just be in the same universe but not really deal with the same kind of things? I
Who
wonder.
knows?
Yeah, like it's like that famous line in the X Files where episode of The Simpsons where she goes, "Oh, there's a drug cartel we had to bust. We're the FBI. We don't care about
It
drugs. We have to go and
is.
look at this alien sighting." The Homer fan. Um. Yeah. No. I liked. I especially liked the character Punter. I thought Adrian Palaki can play a decent action female.
Yeah.
She was actually better as a villain, I think, in John Wick. Uh,
She had that kind of crazy thing going on well in John Wick.
yeah, and
She's not a bad actress.
have you ever seen any of the reviews or any of the leaked video from the Wonder Woman pilot that you did?
No.
No.
Oh my god, that sounds so bad. Like it's such a schizophrenic version of what they wanted to do. Like she has three identities. One, she runs a company. One, that she's just regular, nice Diana Prince, and another one where she's Wonder Woman, and she just straight up like them in hospitalized someone at the start of the movie, like at the start of the pilot, like on. Uh, she's a sociopath. That's just the character we're meant to be going with. So,
Dear, oh dear.
needless to say, he didn't get a series.
Thank goodness.
Uh, who Carrie Elways was in it, which is weird. Like I usually associate him with good stuff. Uh, and, as you wish. Um, we've got there's information a bit on the Vixen pilot, which they actually did play. I think it's an online exclusive. The,
Yeah.
the
Mm.
Vixen from
6 minutes or something, is it?
yeah.
I think it's 4.
4 minutes. There's like five 4 minute chunks.
Yeah. But she says the actress said like she would be open and she looks the part all right. She could well pull off like a live action version of the character, but look at her. But like there is an option for her possibly to move into the live action world. Uh, as this is canon with the rest of the story, even
It's
if she
getting
won't
a
mention
Mel
it.
and Grant Austin to do it, isn't it? Augustin.
Yeah, yeah,
Hmm.
that they do their own voices
Yeah.
in the animation.
So I think,
Uh,
yeah, if it does well, like it means obviously people it's resonating. So yeah,
mm.
by all means, like get it into the live action world.
They might want to wait until they've brought like Constantine in and a bit more of the magic stuff because people that haven't watched this,
Yeah.
yeah, it wouldn't would be immediately gone. Oh, what we're dealing with magic now? What's going on?
Yeah.
you know, so they uh they might want to do it. Wait until at least that's gone all the way through. But no, I'll be interested in seeing that. Another and also one thing that I definitely want to watch over the next week and is this and Fear of the Walking Dead, which can't say I'm too enthused about personally, but apparently it's got a record. It broke
Rating.
records, and it's like a million, a 10.1 million viewers in its first showing, which by today's standards, I know when there was very small amount of networks in America, there used to be bigger ones. Like it's not going to beat Mash, but it's like since there's so many, just so many, it might be beating Mash. It says it's a record, so I'm not sure of the Mash one, but like in today's the previous holder was Better Call Saul, which got 6.9, so that's quite a damn jump.
Yeah. Well, it's a huge juggernaut, the whole franchise of The
Yeah.
Walking Dead, and this is like a different take. A lot of
Hmm.
people will be interested to see the kind of like the build up to the whole outbreak.
Hmm.
It's whether they can sustain it. Will it bleed viewers?
Mm.
Hmm.
Like, something that big. I don't like. Yeah, I'd be surprised if it does that again next week.
I wouldn't say so, but if it can keep up like even a 7 or 8, it's probably doing
Oh
well.
yeah, they're still like, they're just printing money for themselves, like AMC.
Yeah,
They'll
and
need it because they're still like, isn't Frank Darabont still taking them to court and stuff like that?
oh, I'd say they well made enough money for that.
Yeah,
Yeah, like with their Breaking Bad money and their Saul money as well as
and Mad Men as well.
yeah, I'd say that they well made it. They're well made enough to cushion themselves any blow there that they might get from Darabont. Uh, but they should be fine there. But I'd be interested in watching a couple of episodes already. I
Yeah.
just haven't got around to it this week. Um,
Mm.
as you were saying, I've been keeping up with Rick and Morty, and I've been trying to catch up on other Dan Harmon work Community. I'm near the end of the third season now, and probably about to go into that fourth season where he was kicked out.
The Harmonless season.
The harmonious season, the non-harmonious.
Yeah.
Uh, but yeah, no, I'll be interested in seeing that. I'm also watching the new Turtles animation, the one that started in 2012. They've started that up again.
Oh,
Uh,
good.
but it's kind of like the comic in that way, but more kiddie. That it kind of honors all the different incarnations, but it's not as dramatic or dark as the new comic would be. But yeah, so we'll see what else we have here. I don't know if we have anything else. So, oh, Luke Cage to finish off. We got a bit of news about Luke Cage. We first of all we got a synopsis here about a leak synopsis that says it says Luke Cage is a former gang member who is framed for a crime in prison. He volunteers for a medical experiment that goes awry. Don't they always? Uh,
Of course.
giving him super strength and bulletproof skin. How can that work? I would think that would cause you more pain than just density wise. Uh, Using his newfound powers, Cage escapes and becomes a hero for her. His arch enemy is Willie Striker. Oh, good God! And a
That just
former,
sounds, yeah. Even a James Bond movie would not have a name like that in it.
no, no,
And
a
they've had
former
great
childhood
synopsis
friend from
galore.
Harlem. You see, they don't get the bad connotation of Willie in America.
Hmm.
Well, it's not bad connotation, but if you're
It's a bit of a kind of like double entendre.
yeah, um, yeah, it's like that as far as anybody's concerned. The the word GEA in England is just a type of
Yeah.
it's just a type of lard.
But
Uh,
Willie Striker, you could almost hear like, Sean Connery like laughing, saying, "Of course."
yeah, of course. I won't do the dragon again. Uh, yes, hello.
Like, one of my all-time favorite Bond kind of memories is like, the "Hi, my name's like, Plenty O'Toole," and he looks at her and goes, "Named after your father, no doubt."
Yes, I was like, of course it
Yeah, of
is.
course.
I was like, of course it is. But in those early movies, he was such a misogynist.
Oh
Well,
yeah.
he is in general, but like I think Roger Moore toned him down because he's actually really against hitting women and anything like that. He's like he made a point of saying, "Oh, I'm not doing anything." Like I think he might have done it in his first one and going, "No, you want me back?
Yeah,
Wipe
like,
all that stuff out of there." uh, but let's see. A former childhood friend from Harlem. The two committed petty crimes together, and both fell for the same woman, Reva Connors, which led to their eventual falling out. It was Stryker who framed Cage for the drug deal and sent him to prison. Okay. Um, so there, Willie Stryker, aka a Diamondback is a Power Man's or Luke Cage. I don't know if they'd be using that name. It's a bit much. Uh, Main antagonist, even though they're gonna have Alfre Woodard cast as Minetta, who is a politician, businesswoman type villain. They are saying that that a lot of people are guessing that Minetta is going to end up being Black Mariah, but from what I read of Black Mariah is basically some kind of like weird dual tug who is overweight. I can't see that from the Minetta information we've been given so far. So I'll take that with a pinch of salt. Uh, though just reading some of the character, like I'm just gonna go into Black Mariah. See, basically we've been told she's some kind of high-powered businesswoman, politician, Minette. I was like, Mariah was. This is who they think she might end up with. Was a leader of a New York criminals called the Rat Pack. Their primary source of criminal activity was stolen ambulance to pick up bodies of the recently deceased, and then stealing their valuables. When a man called Frank Jensen murdered them in the Gem Theater, it would be Black Mariah's gang that would pick up the body. When Jenks' widow learned the truth, she would hire Luke Cage. So it's like, in spite of the bad information given to him by his informant Flea, oh, that'd be a good role for one of the, the Red Hot Chili Peppers. So apparently Luke Cage has an informant called Flea. Just be there with his bass. Uh,
Yeah.
it's like, uh, yeah, that doesn't seem like it's gonna correlate with what I've heard of the character in the show. I can't see that. I don't know where they're going with that. But then again, maybe they know more about the Black Mariah character and the Minetta character than I do, from what I can gather. Um, but yeah, and that's about it for the moment. Unless anybody knows any game news, before, I think we've. I don't think we're going to have Evan today to help us out with that one.
Yeah, we kind of need a fellow gamer, not just a solo gamer.
Yeah. Well, we all have solo games, but that's our own business, you know.
Yeah,
The door
I'm
fellas.
still slogging my way through Arkham Knight because
Yeah,
I'm going, I'm, yeah, I'm not talking about the Batmobile anymore.
yeah. So for the next week, I think there is going to be some uh is going to be some Transformer stuff again for me. Uh, I want Transformers, James. What?
Yeah.
Okay, we missed that. If you actually listened to last week's, we just got really goofy and we go, oh, we missed James. Nothing goes properly without James. We just end up talking uh, bull poop. And,
That's,
and, and it goes. It does like Chris, what you were saying. You're missing out on those derisive groans. Chris, Chris is falling asleep.
don't tell me he left us and we were just like ranting.
No, he's right there, but maybe he can't hear us anymore. Let me have a look. For some reason, I got donut eating cop on my email. I don't know what that means.
Who knows? Autocorrect might be gone mental.
Uh, oh, he said something.
It's all gravy.
He's trying to get back in line now. When was this? It wasn't that long ago, no.
No.
So we'll give him a few minutes, see if he wants to say his goodbyes. Uh, but yeah, I can't see anything else. It's going to be a quiet enough week. I might see another movie or two. I'm avoiding Pixels.
Good fucking
Uh,
idea.
yeah, that looks
How
awful.
did Comic Buzz review that? Like,
They said it was awful. Like it's like I'll just find that now. Might as well, seeing as we're waiting for Chris to come back on.
Yeah, he's back.
Hello.
What the hell happened there?
Nothing much. Like, I think we were just gonna wrap up. Like, we were just asking if there's any games news, and we don't have any.
Oh, okay,
Was there
okay.
anything in there that you wanted to throw your opinion on in before we what was the last thing we did? It was the Luke Cage stuff.
No, no, nothing there I could think of.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
Pretty much covered
how
everything
about
there.
yourself, Chris? Is there any big plans or anything you're looking forward to reading out your big stack that you have there? I made that sound very.
Yeah, you Stevened it again.
Uh,
How's your big stack there,
um,
Chris? Your
Yeah.
mighty big stack.
Do it Connery style.
Your big stack. Your
You're
healthy.
a big stack there,
Your
boy.
healthy tower of tomes.
A
you're
big
strange
piece of
people.
art.
Yes.
Yes.
Um, Out of the lot of them, Brian Hitch's JLA
Yeah.
and Archie's Sabrina.
Yeah.
Which
Chris, that's actually really
JLA
good.
is it?
Third issue.
Third. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Um,
And
it's
Sabrina's actually quite dark
How's
for
it? How are
Sabrina
the
is
first two issues? What's your thoughts on that?
um
Should I read it?
yes. It's well, I'll tell you, to be honest, I haven't really read much Justice League stuff. I've read stuff with Batman in it, I've read stuff with Superman in it, so it's one of the first kind of stories, and um, it's good. It's interesting. There's a little bits of the art are a little bit like looks a bit odd, but overall, it's a very interesting take, and um, like it's a huge storyline. It's a huge storyline. And I did it. The first issue is I think 5.99 is a lot more involved in it. Um, and it's enjoyable. It's just that I suppose I've never really encountered the Justice League before, so I'm kind of getting used to all those characters being in that same place. So
Yeah. Did
um,
you ever read Grant Morrison's run?
no,
Good
Oh, that's a
stuff.
lot of fun.
Good stuff.
Yeah. Like go back and find Grant Morrison's run like you'd really like it, I think. Like
yeah,
Grant Morrison stuff in general is always worth reading.
yeah, but I
yes,
think he doesn't go too far like that he can do in some of his own stuff where it's just like this is too much to you know. It's still like it's still all about the characters, but it's like lots of really nice science fiction ideas mixed in with like really nice takes on all the characters. It's
Yeah. I appreciate his imagination, even when he does stuff that I find is a bit too bonkers. You go, well, at least he's doing something mad and
yeah,
different.
yeah.
and not mad in the Frank Miller way. That
No, not like I've drinking too much whiskey and possibly doing heroin as well.
yeah,
So yeah,
and all I can think of is prostitutes.
yeah. Like I hate to say it, like I really like his like 80s stuff,
Yeah, no.
dumb 90s stuff, but yeah, the
And
guy,
I like the early Sin Cities, which was about a lot of prostitutes. But
yeah.
uh,
So
it's
he,
like everything had to become that afterwards. It's like,
yeah, he tried to fit the kind of Sin City kind of like aesthetic into everything.
but also Sin City went a bit mental when it was at it. Like I think after like uh, within all the short stories, then into family values is okay, uh, and then Hell and Back is mental.
Yeah, that's the
That
one he has the
one is
crazy
absolutely
dream
mental.
sequence, wasn't it?
What?
Is the Helen back with the weird dream sequence?
Yeah, the color dream sequence.
Yeah,
That's basically at 3000,
yeah.
300. That obviously went on to do 300 later on, but and some it's odd. Uh,
But
it's
when you read stuff like, his Daredevils and like
Mm.
Batman Year One and like Electra Assassin's mental, but in a great way.
mm,
And yeah, it kind of makes me really sad to see someone kind of fall that bad.
mm. Like
I
even
don't know how this like new Dark Knight thing he's doing is going to turn out.
yeah.
It's almost like,
After
some
DK
guy that's,
two, I can't say I'm that enthused.
yeah. But it just looks, just for the way he's like, he must be in such a bad way. Like it's like almost like this marathon runner who's completely gone, and there's people helping him across the finish line.
Mm,
Like, it seems to be everyone's jumping in to kind of get this done.
yeah,
Mm.
Like it almost feels like they're trying to just get a weird swan song,
yeah.
and it's just not going to be like,
He's got really weird political views. He's getting old and crusty.
yeah, super
He,
right wing.
yeah. He's got weird ideas about women that even when they're not prostitutes, they're obviously objects of
Yeah,
objects in the books. Like All Star Batman and Robin is horrible for that. Like okay, let's make make Black Canary an Irish fetish bear lady that can do ninja kicks. What?
yeah. It's just, it's just. I'm not sure.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah. God bless him. I'd like to think that Grant Morris is right and he's playing some kind of weird genre, like expressive, doing his own weird thing, like that we're not getting. But
Yeah,
there
he
comes a
doesn't
point
seem.
where when someone's not getting it, getting something, why are you writing in a mainstream media?
Like when you see interviews like with Morrison, like you just he's still sharp.
Mm.
Yeah,
Like he might like mess around with all sorts of hallucinogenics and stuff like that, but
and
his
the Scorpion
intellect is
God is
still
just
there.
there, like looking at him, and he's going, "Okay, okay, I'll do more comics if you leave me alone, Scorpion God."
Mm.
Uh,
Yeah, but like Frank Miller, when you see interviews with him, you just come across like this crazy drunk guy in a bar.
yeah, and does he take off the hat? You never
It
see.
seems to me that's what he has in his contract. I'm not taking off this hat.
It's my hat.
Yeah,
Uh, but this
get
is a
your
great
own hat.
territory we got on. But yeah, no, yeah, definitely, Chris, go to the Grant Morrison run. There's a Mark Waid story called Midsummer's Nightmare, or yeah, Midsummer's Nightmare that kind of ramps it up, like kind of builds how they got back together after they were broken up for ages before that.
Well,
That's
I
quite
know.
good.
Is it Eagle Moss is doing those collections you get every 2 weeks of um
Oh yeah, the DCE collection they're doing at the
yeah.
moment. They're starting with Hush. Yeah,
Yeah. I had a quick look through the titles and I haven't read most of them, but I checked out what they were about, and it's like on. It just seems like a really good series, and I think it includes that as well. Some of Morrison's run, so
yeah.
it might be a cheaper option of getting some good JLA stuff. But no, to answer your question, James, yes, I would. I'd probably wait for the trade, though, because by the end of issue 1, I really want to know what happened next, and I think for a story of this size trade waiting is probably better, but I'm just a sucker for buy floppies.
I used to
Put
think
it in
like
your big
you, but
stack,
after
your big stack
25
made
boxes
out of
of
floppy.
comics,
Yeah,
I can't go back to that.
yeah. And Sabrina as well. Sabrina is brilliant. I kind of just picked it up of because I'd heard about it. My only references was the TV show, and I did not like the TV show in any way, shape, or form. But this seems like a 70s Rosemary's Baby horror comic that has Sabrina and her two aunts, and her two aunts are witches, and they murder people and eat them. That's how they stay alive.
So it's not. It's kind of like exactly like the show.
Or kind of like the show, very much like the show. Even the canned laughter track as well,
Yeah,
um, which is very eerie because I'm not never sure where that comes from.
yeah.
But um, but yeah, it's really it's the art is like I can't even tell. I don't. At the top of my head, I don't know who did the writer or the artist. All I know is that it's a really strange, unique take, and I'm just fascinated by it. Um, big. It's really like 70s horror.
Yeah.
Um, but it's really slow burning as well. But like the last issue I read that Sabrina is turning 16, so she has to pledge herself to Satan. And the last page you see Satan, and you're going, Jesus, this looks like something between if who did Rosemary's Baby actually? What's his name?
Uh, was that like the guy that possibly murdered a lot of Polanski? Is that Roman Polanski?
Roman Polanski. It's kind of like a mixture of Roman Polanski Hammer horror devil, and you're going, what the hell? But
Yeah,
it's cool at the same time. It's really cool. It's kind of like witches, Stephen, except
yeah,
has more.
human type witches.
Yeah, yeah.
Less
But even
creatures, but
still,
they deal with a lot of horrible creatures.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So it's
Yeah.
something along those lines. So I would even recommend even getting that from Shabir if you can. That's a great series.
Yeah. Hmm. It's something you wouldn't expect from Archie, though.
No,
Their whole line.
I I read the Archie, the two Mark Waid Archie issues. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. And I've ordered Afterlife with Archie because I read the first issue of that, and that was absolutely just stunning. Just like Jesus, this is so, again, the horror side of things, but done so well. The art in it is fantastic. So for somebody who doesn't know much about Archie, I'm really getting into them at the moment. But I think it's to do with the reboots, their different takes
Yeah.
on their properties that they're doing really well.
Yeah. No, no,
All right.
that's a good thing. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
You were saying, James?
Yeah, I'm just agreeing.
Yeah. Um. No, I thought you were about to start something up, and I jumped in and hide. That's sometimes the problem with these things. You kind of accidentally jump on top of each other. Uh, with your giant stack of books.
On my
Your big
floppies.
stack. Uh, but that sounds very good. I'll give those a shot. Like I know I've heard that it's a radical departure of what you think from Archie, so I'll
Yeah.
definitely give that a look at some stage. And as I said, if there's any Mark Wade takes over for a little while after Grant Morrison on the GLA as well,
Okay.
after Morrison finishes his whole run. And some of those, you remember that book, that Tower of Babel book? That's basically, you remember there was an animated movie that took it and did it
Yeah,
with
I know the
Vandal
one you're on
Savage
about.
instead of Ra's al Ghul.
Yeah,
It's basically they use Batman's plans against him. That was the first Mark Waid book after the Grant Morrison, and that's quite good.
yeah,
Okay.
Didn't follow it much longer after that because I had to give up for comics for a while because I had new money. Uh, but they're all worth a look. And if I could think of anything else, I'll send your way as well.
Cool.
You'll definitely love his Batman in it. His Batman's awesome in it.
yeah.
It's like a lot of the other characters are awesome versions of the characters as well.
Cool.
Um,
I
so
remember.
we'll finish it up there. Yeah, for this week. Anybody that's joining MCM, try to get some kind of weird angled picture of Katrina Law for me. Um, you know, I'm not expecting you to buy a signing. Just like take a picture off a wall, like like if you could get me a bit some of her DNA, I'd like to make a child out of it. You
So you
know.
want me to cut her?
No, just
Yeah,
get it to
see
drink a
how
cup,
where that gets you.
a
Besides,
swab,
like,
a
yeah, go
swab.
for
Yeah,
it.
she knows how to handle the sword, by the look of it. Uh, but maybe a swab or like steal one of her coffee cups or something. You don't need to be so invasive.
Yeah, you can be sneaky about it.
You can sneaky, sneaky. Um, but other than like disgusting Frankensteinian plots to harvest the DNA of Katrina Law, uh, I don't think I can't think of anything else we'd be doing this week. So for now, we'll finish up from me, Stephen, and from Chris. Hey, Chris.
Bye.
And lovely James back from Sweden.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. And until next week, this has been Never Mind the Buzzcast. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye.